Hallo, Herr Krokodil.
Hi, alles klar bei dir?
Ja, und bei dir?
Ja, auch. Danke.
So, Herr Krokodil, du kommst aus Florida, ja?
Ja, das stimmt. Und du kommst aus Cambridge, oder?
Ja, das stimmt.
Das ist in Massachusetts. Ja.
Nein, es ist nicht in Massachusetts.
In England?
Nein, auch nicht in England.
Wo denn?
In Ohio.
Ach so. Interessant.
Ja, nicht so interessant.
Hast du da Familie?
Ja, meine Mutter und Vater wohnen da.
Schön. Ich habe auch eine Familie.
Und wer ist deine Familie? Entschuldigung, wer ist in deiner Familie?
Es gibt mich, meine Mutter und meinen Bruder Klaus.
Sorry, I made a little mistake there at the end. That sentence that I said right before Herr Krokodil spoke should be Und wer ist in deiner Familie? Okay, it'll all be down low when at the bottom of the screen for you to look at. Okay, so a lot going on here. I know said I'd talk about ages, but I realized I'd have to teach numbers first to do that, and I figured we'll start with this first. So we start out so, right? We start with our normal greeting, obviously, but then I say to Herr Krokodil so, right? And the so is very similar to the so in English. It changes like when you're going to change a topic. So, right? So, all right? So, but notice the S sound is not pronounced like an S, it's pronounced like a Z. This happens all the time with S's in German words, especially at the beginning. So, I mean, the beginning of a word, right? So, Herr Krokodil, du kommst aus Florida, ja? So we have this ja at the end of the sentence, like right, or yeah, isn't it so? Don't you, right? And then I answer, Krokodil answers, ja, das stimmt, das stimmt. Das means that. Stimmt is from the verb stimmen. It means to be true. Okay, yeah, das stimmt. Yeah, that's true. That's right. That's correct. Okay. And then he confirms, und du kommst aus Cambridge, oder? Oder means or. Okay, but in German it's really common to use the word or as a question tag. So, you know, das ist schön, oder? That's nice, isn't it? Okay, der Mann ist alt, oder? That guy is old, isn't he? Something like that, okay? So, basically, then from there we go on to me answering, ja, das stimmt, okay? And he asks me, das ist in Massachusetts, ja? So das, once again, that, ist like the English word is. And then we have an in, same as the English in, okay? So that is in, das ist in, okay? Almost exactly the same as English. Then the next one is, so the next question, in England, is what Herr Krokodil asks, and I answer, nein, no, right? Nein. Auch, also, nicht in England, okay? So let's work on the word nicht, okay? To say the sh sound, you need to put your hand right here, you need to put your tongue at the bottom of your teeth, and blow. Sh. Your tongue should, if you watch my tongue, sh, sort of curls up. Sh. You should feel lots of breath coming down at your hand here. If you don't feel the breath, sh, then you're not doing it right, okay? So, nicht, nicht, nicht. Okay. So, try saying auch nicht. Auch nicht. Alright, because these are the two different CH sounds, right? The one is one is sh. Alright, we'll talk more about why one is pronounced one way and one's the other way later. Okay, so then from there, Krokodil comes to the question, wo denn? Wo denn? This den is like then in English, okay? So where then, right? I asked you about two places already, you said no. So where is it then? Wo denn? Wo denn? And then I answer, in Ohio. And Herr Krokodil answers with like the German equivalent of oh. and that is ach so. Ach so. You hear this all the time in Germany. Ach so. Ach so. Yeah. And then he says interessant. 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 That means interesting. Okay. Interessant. And then then he asks me, Hast du da Familie? Hast, and I will put the conjugations for this down at the bottom. Ich habe, du hast, sie, es hat, wir haben, ihr habt, sie haben, sie haben. Will all be down there at the bottom. That is have, right? So, hast du da Familie means have you their family. Okay, so in Ohio he means. And I say, ja, meine Mutter und Vater wohnen da. Okay, so da once again is there. Mutter, mother, meine Mutter, meine Mutter, right? And mein Vater, wohnen. Okay, in German there's two words for to live. Wohnen is kind of like to reside, okay, or to live in a place, whereas leben is to live as be alive, okay? So meine Mutter und mein Vater wohnen da. And that's ich wohne, du wohnst, sie, es wohnt, wir wohnen, ihr wohnt, sie wohnen, sie wohnen. That'll be down at the bottom as well. Alright? So then, Herr Krokodil answered with schön. Repeat after me. Schön. 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 Okay, this means nice. Okay, schön means nice, as in pretty or good quality or just good in general, nice in general. Schön. Okay. And then Herr Krokodil says schön. Ich habe, I have, right? Auch eine Familie, also a family. All right, and then I ask him, und wer, who, ist in deiner Familie? Yeah. Who is in your family, in deiner Familie? There's a little R on there. We'll talk about all that later too. Don't worry about that too hard. Okay. And then he answers with a very useful phrase. Herr Krokodil answers with a very useful phrase. Es gibt. Okay. Es means it. Gibt means gives. Literally comes from geben. Third person conjugation. Es gibt. It means there is or there are. Okay, in English we say there are 5 people here. There is a pretty lady in the room, right? But in German it's all es gibt. Yeah? You don't have to worry about there is, there are. It's all es gibt. Okay? But you need a new case. And I will talk about this more in the next video. But the case is something, so we have mein Vater, right? I said it, mein Vater wohnen. Mein Vater und meine Mutter wohnen dort. But that's because my mother and my father are doing the action, right? They are doing it. So that means that they are the subjects of the sentence. That means they're in what is called nominative. Okay, nominative case. Now, I would recommend getting a German book if you really want to understand the idea of case, because they are going to be able to lay it out a little bit better on paper than I can with words. Okay? Basically, if I say es gibt, then that es is doing it, is doing the giving, right? So whatever it has, whatever is there here, whatever es gibt, needs to be in what's called the accusative case, the direct object case. Okay? And you'll notice here a difference between mein Vater wohnt and es gibt meinen Vater. Okay? That's because, well, we'll talk about, I don't want to go too deep into article usage today. So I want to actually discuss that. Just if you want to look at that in yourself on your own time, you can do that. I will discuss case a little bit later once we get enough vocabulary under our belt that we can work with some stuff. Okay, right now you just don't know enough words for me to really do much. So we have es gibt mich, meinen Vater, meine Mutter und meinen Bruder Klaus. Okay, so one thing I want you to start doing right away is to learn the articles of the words. So for example, it's der Vater, der Bruder. Now these are common sense words. These are men. So der is the masculine article, they're masculine. Okay, die Mutter, feminine word. Die Mutter makes sense, mother would be feminine, right? But there are some that are not so common sense. For example, Mädchen. Mädchen means little girl, but it's das Mädchen, so it's neutral gender, but it's a girl. Okay, or das Kind. Regardless of whether it's a male child or female child, it's always das Kind. Das Kind, neutral child. Okay, so start looking at the words you already know and checking over those articles. next time we will do a little bit more with family members and their ages and numbers, okay? And then from there we'll move on to something else. Okay, so here's a review of the conversation. So, Herr K., du kommst aus Florida, ja?
Ja, das stimmt. Und du kommst aus Cambridge, oder?
Ja, das stimmt.
Das ist in Massachusetts, ja?
Nein, es ist nicht in Massachusetts.
In England?
Nein, auch nicht in England.
Wo denn?
In Ohio.
Ach so! Interessant.
Ja, nicht so interessant.
Hast du da Familie?
Ja, meine Mutter und mein Vater wohnen da.
Schön. Ich habe auch eine Familie.
Ja? Und wer ist in deiner Familie?
Es gibt mich, meinen Vater, meine Mutter und meinen Bruder Klaus.
Sehr schön.